Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Straight Bat with Gulf News and Mr. Cricket UAE. That is Ani Sajan. Ani Sajan is not with us today, but we have Sahil Sajan Institute. He is an equally huge cricket enthusiast, so we will get his inputs. We also have Satish, sports editor of Gulf News, with us, and we will discuss Bangladesh and Sri Lanka match and what a thrilling win for Sri Lanka. Uh, Satish, your thoughts on the match?
Sham, it's a pretty good, thrilling game. But what has happened is, after seeing both Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, the way we have seen them over the years, I could see that the standards have dropped, and there are some basic elementary mistakes which both teams are making. But yes, nevertheless, both teams are in the process of rebuilding, and a lot of new players are coming in. So in that sense, yes. But again, if they have to do well in the Super Four, then I'm sure they have to do a lot of work, especially for Sri Lanka, because they have entered the Super Four, whereas Bangladesh have been on the losing streak. They lost to Zimbabwe. Some basic mistakes, like today, if you look at, there were four no balls in a T20 game. So that's actually you can't justify that. So these are some of the basic stuff which they have been mistakes they have been making. But let's hope they come back and be the strong team that they were in the past.
Sahil, do you agree with Satish there?
Yeah, absolutely. No balls are not accepted in any form of the game. Yes, in this T20 game, when you get a no ball, it's like a gift, you can say. But this game, I really, really enjoyed watching. It was one of the fun games to watch as a neutral fan. So, but yes, I can also agree on the fact that, how the standards have fallen. Like, Bangladesh, what they've done in Zimbabwe, they lost. Now they lost both their games to Afghanistan and Sri Lanka. And also for Sri Lanka, they were also not playing the best of cricket. Yes, 183, not an easy target, but they did it with the help of some poor Bangladeshi bowling. But really, you have to give credit to the tailenders, like the way they batted with fearless, like when they needed 8 runs in the last over. He did that. Tailender didn't even think twice. Fearlessly, he was attacking the spinner. So it was so fun to watch.
I completely agree with you guys there on the part of the extras, because extras accounted for 17 runs. See, out of 184, 17 runs is a lot when it's such a close game. I mean, that actually talks about the dip in standards. Like, you totally, really agree there. And let's look at the team wise. There were a couple, I mean, Bangladesh made three changes, and especially Ibadat Hussein's the move to bring in Ibadat Hussein was very good, I thought. How was he, Sadesh?
Chami was quick. He bowled quite well in the initial stages, but I think under pressure he lost his cool, and he gave away 17 runs in the 19th over. So, but again, yeah, it again talks about the experience that comes with playing a lot of matches. So but he's a good, a quick bowler who can do a good job for Bangladesh. But again, he's not young as such. Like he is 28, and
Why,
he is
Satish?
probably
Why I asked specifically because he was instrumental in Bangladesh away win. I mean, test win in New Zealand.
correct. And no, but again, like he looks like he is more of the classical bowler type, because he has played one day and one T20 game so far. Probably this is a second. So that a lack of experience has showed in the last couple of overs. But again, whichever format you play, you got to keep the basics right. So no ball, I think he was guilty of bowling a no ball, not just even earlier. So I think I'm sure the team management and the bowling coaches will be looking at it and rectifying it over a period of time.
Sahil, coming back to you quickly, actually Bangladesh didn't do badly because they batted very well. We have at least four to five people contributing very well. Mehdi Hassan contributed 38, Shakib Al Hassan 24, Afif Hussain is 39, Mahmudullah 27, and Mossadegh 24. Five people contributed in good measure. That is a far improved performance from the previous match, isn't it?
Absolutely. In the T20 format, you have to expect everyone to perform, not only your openers or your number 3 or number 4. Everyone came up with the goods. Mossadegh in the end scored 24 of 9 balls, which is a huge deal. Unfortunately, yes, they still couldn't defend that target, but you got to give credit to them for their batting style. They all contributed well, but in the end, yes, their bowling let them down. And again, you see the standards have gone so down that these small mistakes have to be rectified from both teams, be it Bangladesh or be it Sri Lanka.
Okay, we keep harping about the bowling part of Bangladesh. Where exactly did it go for wrong for Bangladesh, Sadish? The bowlers part of it?
Cham, you can't really pin. That's what I said. You can't really pin down that. No, like this is exact. I would say if there is any particular time when they should have bowled slightly better is when Shanaka came in and when Mendes was batting. I think they gave away a lot of freebies at that point of time, probably bowling to the legs and giving away some free deliveries. I didn't see too many Yorkers. I didn't see, like a pretty close balls. I didn't see. This is a wicket where you can't bowl the slow or short balls where the ball will nicely sit up and you can hit the ball. So they didn't read the wicket well. They should have bowled more closely up front, close to almost where the Bumrah style of bowling, Yorker lengths. I didn't see too many deliveries. Bangladesh pacers are bowling. So that's where they missed the trick. That is, despite Sri Lankan batters giving away the wickets, and there was another one which I would say where it went wrong was that Mendes had 3 chances. One early in the innings where Mushfiqur dropped one. That was a pretty hard chance, but the second one was another no ball that where he was out, but he was called back. And then the third was there was a clear edge when he played the hook, and they had 2 reviews and they didn't use one. And these are some of the things that an international side can't make these mistakes and expect to win.
Elementary, I would agree there. Yeah, and also another thing I noticed there was also that there were far too many extras given away, and see that eases the pressure on the batsman because the runs are coming in. So that actually is the kind of deflates the whole thing. And one of the things which in the lead up to the match, both the sides were said that whoever does well in the power play will win the match. But let's look at how they have fared in the power play. Bangladesh scored 55 for 1 in 6 overs, and Sri Lanka 48 for 2.
Yeah.
Not too much difference, or just an advantage of 7 runs and a
1 wicket.
Not too much of a separation. So, how did the power play matter, Sahil?
I mean, see, now the T20 game has evolved so much. Like the power play matters the most in my eye. Like, how the English players have changed that mentality. Like in T20, you go bang, bang, bang. The Roys and the Bastos, how they changed that mentality. It is now very, very important, the power play. And the way England cricket team had set the example, a lot of teams are trying to follow it. Even India have said it also that they want to follow that bang, bang approach. So
they call it the fearless
approach. Yes. So, but clearly India still have not been used to that. You can see it in the first 2 games. But yes, the power play now for me in this format in T20, like in this particular generation, the power play, the 6 overs, you have to attack.
All right, that apart, Satish, anything you specifically noticed in today's game, which, before we look at tomorrow's game?
Nothing, Sham. Whatever we have.
So basically, where do these teams go from here? Now, okay, Bangladesh. It's curtains for Bangladesh. Sri Lanka. What do you think of the prospects in the Super
Sri Lanka, the prospects are, I would say, quite bleak because the number of numerous errors that they made, they should actually rectify them. And just imagine, Bangladesh bowled 4 no balls on 8 wides, which means 12 balls, 12 extra runs, plus there are another 4 free hits. So despite all those larges, they still managed to win the match in the last over. They need to play a tight game, which they call it. And then, and secondly is you need to you can't be always aggressive. Yes, bang bang game is yes, but you need to play to the situation. You can't go and hit the ball every ball and keep losing wickets at regular intervals, which puts a big pressure on the batters who are coming in. And Sri Lanka, though they batted deep and then up to Karunaratne, they scored some runs, but still that would more because of Bangladesh bad bowling than anybody else. So a good team would pin them down very badly. So they need to be very clear about that.
Okay, that's it. Now let's look at tomorrow's game. That is Pakistan versus Hong Kong. I am not going to ask you who's going to win. I mean, that would be a futile exercise. So, all in all, if Pakistan looks poised to make the Super Four at the expense of Hong Kong. It's a question of what will be the margin of defeat. I mean, although in a 2020 game, it's foolhardy to make a prediction. But I think if Hong Kong upsets Pakistan, that would be a real shock result. But let's wait and happen what happens tomorrow. And that is it from us today. Thank you very much for watching us. For all the latest updates and developments, please log on to gulfnews.com and all our social media channels.